So ever since San Diego Comic-Con, there's been a lot of questions in regards to Spider-Man and what does his future mean in the MCU and the Venomverse. So let's talk about it. So of course, if you missed what's happening, there's been a lot of conflicting reports, and this stems all the way back to the announcement of Spider-Man coming to the MCU. But from that, there's a sub-story that focuses on Sony and what they want to do with Spider-Man. And of course, since Spider-Man is a shared venture between Sony and Disney to include him in the MCU, that's their character. But ever since then, during interviews, during other, press tours, press conferences, whatever you will, every time they're specifically asked about how does the Spider-Man universe work without Spider-Man, they're always playing coy about it. Up until San Diego Comic-Con, where the director was just like, look, somewhere down the road, these characters have to run into each other, and they will. Which got a lot of people thinking, what does this mean? How's that going to work, right? And this is the thing I want to stress to people. The Spider-Man that is in the MCU, Tom Holland, that Spider-Man is not going to appear in any of these movies unless Marvel Studios allows him. There is no way the Marvel Studios will be like, okay, look, we're going to get this guy for 6 contracts, right? And then we're going to put him in our movies. And then we're going to risk Sony not paying him extra to put him into all these other movies and possibly ruining the character in the timeline. That's not going to happen. So realistically, what's going to happen? Well, most likely scenario is the fact that we're gonna see Spider-Man in the MCU, but it's not gonna be the one we want. So, and I mean, when you start thinking about it that way, if they introduce a second Spider-Man into this Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse, then we run into a whole another set of problems, because now there's another Spider-Man out there that's counteracting what's happening in the MCU. Now, granted, people aren't going to be confused. Some people might be, but the fans are going to be like, wait a second, that's not the Spider-Man we like, that's a fake one. But then on the other hand, that's Sony's business, right? What are they gaining from the MCU? It's not their franchise, it's not part of their bigger universe. And certainly Disney didn't want their spin-offs to be a part of that because obviously they didn't like the direction they were going in. I guarantee you if they loved what Venom was going to be and they wanted to include that, they would have went to him and made some sort of deal. But Sony's not in the negotiating stage with anything further because they have no gain from it. So it really just kind of makes you question, what are they going to do with them? Because it's a little confusing and it's going to get worse and worse up until Tom Holland's contract is out. And then it could get much worse.